Because we're only using only 21 and 23.
21, 20.
Yeah.
Oh, because you guys run your services quiet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I run it around at jam starting 95 decibels. So it's
Oh, 95?
Yeah.
No, because you have a big,
big room,
bigger
yeah.
place.
It's really loud. If you notice at the summit too, it was pretty loud.
Yeah.
I run it loud.
Yeah.
Test 1,
Kasi
2.
sa mga concert places kasi. Trabaho niya.
Okay.
And then we'll go down here now. This is called the high pass filter. And basically what it does is it cuts off the low end. Oh,
Yeah, picture mo ngayon dad para
Hindi po, may video.
so if you listen
Listen to my voice.
Listen
It's
to-
really muddy right now, right? And once I start bringing the high pass filter up,
you can see that it starts cleaning it. And
Oh, okay.
it's like a chipmunk now. Basically, I use this for to get rid of the pops.
Okay.
So
if I take that out,
if you're a pastor, pastor talk for your head, I don't think you do. So you're also a female.
Yeah.
Oh, so
The
you
low
can
tone. You're gonna remove the low tone.
Yeah, it'll take it out too. So it'll clean it up and make it less muddy.
Maganda nga yan. May mga ganun po. May
Yeah.
mababa.
test 1, 2. You see how it's muddy, but then once I bring it up,
It cleans it up. Right?
Ayos.
Kaya ginagawa ko si straight lang.
Ayos.
Straight lang ginagawa ko, hindi ko ginagawa.
Kawin muna kayo dyan. Ipapadala ko sa Pilipinas yan eh. May ganun, mabase yung...
test 1, 2. Cool.
So yeah, that's the high pass filter.
Nice.
Basically, it's letting the high pass
Okay.
up, right? And then now let's go to the parametric EQ. So you've got 3 knobs for each frequency, right?
Okay.
dapat binidyo dapat
Ito po, nakabidyo siya.
Sabi dyan. Ito na siya.
kaya ni
I-save po natin sa YouTube para ibigay ko sa music kay Leo, kay brother Rene.
Okay, never mind kasi.
It's okay. You also notice that there's an in button under. It's just to turn it on and off,
Yeah.
basically. So
So this should be turned all the
On.
way on all the time?
yeah, if you want to use it, right?
Even the gate and the...
Gate, as long as you know how to use it properly, then I will go through that too. So,
Okay.
so parametric EQ, you've got your 4 sections of it for each frequency. So you've got your low frequency, low mids, high mids, and high frequency.
Okay.
So starting from the top, you have your width. I'll bring that up for now. Your width is basically how much it'll affect how many frequencies, right? So if it goes wider, you'll affect more frequencies, and then if you turn it to the right, you'll affect less frequencies
Oh,
because
okay.
it's more accurate, right? And then the frequency here, frequency sweep, that's what it's called. Basically, it chooses it.
Okay.
It chooses it. At this point, these names don't really matter anymore because you can choose which frequency anyways. But I think it's just to make it simpler for the user to understand. So you can switch it around,
So
right?
if you use that, you don't really need those.
Basically, yeah. And then your gain is the volume of that frequency.
Okay.
So you can bring it up or down. That's simple.
Okay, let's try playing with high frequency. I'm gonna boost it up, right? Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, test 1, 2. And you can really hear test 1, 2, test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
And that's the same thing for everything, right? So I'm actually going to get Pastor Araceli to speak
Yeah.
because I can't show you.
15 minutes lang, Pastora. Ayun, yun.
Yes, Nathan.
Yeah, you need to sing.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Nathan. Happy birthday, Nathan. Anong lagay niyan?
Yeah.
Okay ba siya?
So you can actually hear a low mid. Actually, you don't need to sing because you're not gonna. Are you gonna be singing during your?
Yeah, she's singing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, okay, sige.
You're like my dad then.
Yes.
So yeah, you can maybe just talk for now and then see what we can get out of it.
Okay. Yeah, so this 6 handsome guys over here
So
behind you.
she has a bit of high ends. You can keep going for it.
And you see, they look so serious.
Oh, syempre.
With the teachings, they're so
Siyempre, galing pa ng Vancouver yan eh.
More of the,
Sige po, sige po.
You can like pull up a Bible verse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Magbasa kayo ng Bible.
Ano
Read the Bible. Yan, continue.
Okay, John 3:16.
Yeah.
God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son.
And you hear a little bit of a low mid too, so I would call that out. and you just keep going, and then yeah.
And I keep going, okay. Today is a good day. We have a very, very warm day today. Nathan is being blessed to have a good weather going around southern Alberta. Praise God.
So you'll notice that
Stop, okay?
yeah, stop. If I pull it down, you can stop. You'll notice that I always just take out the frequencies instead of boosting it. It's just better, and it creates less feedback problems, right? And Pastor Sally is obviously a woman, so her voice is higher, so it's not much of a problem. But if we give it to someone who has a low voice, who has a low voice, everyone, we can give you it.
Hey, how are you today?
Si Jun malaki.
Morning, how are you today?
You can hear that it's very muddy, right? Maybe you can recite a verse too.
My soul.
Lagi ah.
He's a bit warm.
Oh yeah, getting thinner now. Oh yeah. Hello,
Naging
sound
gang na
check.
yun, naging gang na yun.
Hello, sound check. Hello, sound check. Hello.
Hindi kasi magagandahin niya talaga boses yan eh.
Can you just recite like something?
The verse.
John 3:16 lang po.
John 3:16.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. Come on.
You know the verse, right?
Hello, sound check.
John 3:16. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Come on.
Jesus wept.
So basically, you
Hello,
just
sound check.
take out anything so their voice sound as natural as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it now. It's way better. Hello, sound check. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Parang nasa ano.
Kuya rin nalang bahala dyan.
Hello.
Natatandaan ba?
Mabilis eh.
Usually, may
Ito kaya nga binidyo ko pag ano i-review mo.
Try mo nga Han. Kasi
may mga preacher na very low voice, madaming bass. Kaya, yan, pwede nung
If you have any questions, just you can stop me pa and then ask, and so I can clarify.
Hindi kasi ang nangyari kasi sa amin dito, hindi kami talaga
na-try no.
na-train dito. Nung binili namin to, wala kaming time na magganito. So we just do it by our own.
Yeah. Isa lang kaming hayop na combo eh.
So as long as it's good sound,
Yeah.
ngayon at least meron na kaming
Basta meron siya sound, pwede na.
kung anong gagawin basic ko namin.
So yeah, that's good though. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's go over to gates. And for gates, it's basically, if you think of it this way, there's a certain threshold that will open the gate. So if you get loud enough, it'll open it, and then it'll go through the sound system. And then if it's too quiet, it'll close up, so there's no stray sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the gate should be, what is the how many?
It depends on
What is the maximum?
The maximum. It really depends on the mic. So
It depends on the person talking.
is it?
ano niya.
Kung sino yung nagsasalita, gaano ka-loud siguro yung voice niya.
Test 1, 2.
So that one is too high, right? So
Like if I was playing this, you should be able to hear it. Oh yeah.
so that's so really high already, right?
Yeah.
So that's the one. If you are low voice.
No. So basically, it's so that you don't want like other instruments going into your mic.
Oh, okay.
If you're not
okay.
talking into it, right?
Hindi niya
You shouldn't be
pipikapin.
picking up anything.
Also, it's supposed to be high because what
Yeah.
what I'm doing is I only put in the middle,
Yeah.
back here.
Try mute ka mo.
Here.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's more sensitive to opening it up. Basically, if you bring it down more,
Lower-
it'll be
lower,
more
right?
sensitive to opening it
Oh,
up.
so we go lower.
Higher.
High, para hindi gano'n makakuha natin.
So as long as the voices aren't being cut off.
So right now, if I start talking, it's fine, right?
Okay.
If we go higher,
It sounds funny because
Oh, napuputol-putol.
yeah, it's not hitting the threshold properly. I have to scream.
Okay.
So, you know,
Nagkaganyan tayo minsan eh.
you can hear a little bit of it because of the setting. Right?
Okay.
Kaya
But then
pala
if I bring
pati
it lower,
it makes it more sensitive.
palagay ko ganyan din lahat to sa atin eh. Kaya yung hinihigop na naririnig natin.
If it opens the
Yeah.
gate, that
Yun yung mga mic,
that
no?
will be the one that
Humihina.
pitch up the sound out beside you or no?
That's better?
No.
That's
You don't
okay.
want other sounds opening the gate.
Okay, so the lower
Tapos
you
narinig
put,
pa yung
The
mga
more
noise.
sensitive it is, the more it'll
Importante
allow
talaga yung
sound
monitor.
in.
okay, so that's better.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not better.
Yeah.
So right now it's really sensitive. So just
Yeah.
we'll open it, and then you guys will see.
So the middle one is like
Roughly in the middle. Yeah.
So roughly
middle,
in the
middle.
As long as they don't sound like they're getting cut off. Right?
Okay.
Okay, pag hindi nagkakakat, okay lang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Test 1, 2.
You're canceling the sound around you, right?
Yeah. So if it's high, I shouldn't. If you're talking near me, I shouldn't be able to hear you. Basically, it shouldn't open up.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
And
So you
then
don't get distracted when you talk.
now we're gonna move over to compressor. And if you don't know what compressor is, it basically squishes the input if it hits a certain threshold, right? So let's say it's getting really loud, and let's say Pastor Araceli is feeling the Holy Spirit in here, and she's starting to yell. Yeah.
I do scream.
Sorry.
I do scream.
You do? Okay.
Maggalit na siya sa amin.
No, when I'm in the application, yes. Sometimes.
Right. So let's bring it up louder. So right now you can hear it. It's like really hitting, right? But then if you bring the threshold down, you'll hear that it's getting squished. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. So it really just squishes it, right? So obviously.
Maganda yung mixer eh, pero hindi natin alam gamitin.
Gamitin kasi wala ka nag parang sa kalabaw eh. Sumba.
Di pinigure out lang.
Oh, okay.
Hayop na combo lang kasing gumagamit dito eh.
Kaganda ng mixer pero di nga
Kailangan
nagana.
namin palitan ng
So,
ano lang yan eh.
Ipapalit ko na sa akin eh.
Yeah, so if you lower it down, it's more sensitive to the threshold. If you
Okay.
bring it up
Higher, it's less. So
Ganyan dapat yung ano, yung sound.
Okay.
for a vocalist, like example lang, it should be barely hitting the threshold. So -10.
Negative 10?
Depending on the
Mas maganda ng video kasi makalimutan.
right. So then, like Pastor Sally, if she starts raising her voice,
You still want some of the dynamics, right?
you don't want it completely crushing like this,
Oh, okay.
right? So yeah, she can yell, but then at least
have some compression on it.
so 1, 2, test. 1, 2, test. So
Roughly around that area.
But I'm not loud, so my voice is not loud.
Pre,
That's why I have to scream.
palit nga tayong pesto.
Sometimes
Para nakikita yung mga knob niya. Pag inikot ka.
mic too low.
Right.
So the pickup is too
It's too far. So
far.
you'd have to communicate that with them and tell them
to put the mic
yeah, because
closer.
some people they use like this.
Yeah, so that's
It's
not your problem now.
too
You
low.
you can just tell them.
So they have to put it up. So that's the reason why what I'm doing is I have to
bring it up all
bring
the
it
way.
up all the way.
You suggest that or no?
No. It might cause feedback.
Yeah, so
Because
you
you're
don't-
bringing it up louder, and then that means it's gonna pick up more, right? If you're closer
To your mic.
if you're closer to your mic, that means obviously you don't have to bring it up the volume as loud, but it's also blocking out sounds from.
So mag-feedback na siya.
Minimum on the mic, right?
Yeah, yeah. 6 is actually too far.
Too far, huh?
Yeah, at least
2 inches.
At least, yeah.
2 to 3, yeah, is better.
But it's better the closer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of gross, but it's the best way possible, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
1 to 2 inches is better.
Hindi ba kailangan ng magandang mic?
Kaya pag naghahamon, kasi lilalakasan ko kasi.
Oo.
minsan malayo
Mag-feedback
yung
naman siya.
Yeah.
Pipick up naman pala
Pero
siya.
ngayon na we learn it, then we can just tell them.
Yeah, so
whatever it is.
it's important for the sound person to always communicate with the people on stage,
Speaker,
right?
yeah.
Sometimes it's we have a barrier, and then it gets frustrating, right? And because we don't communicate properly, and we don't tell them how we feel, and they don't tell us how we feel. So it's important that we always communicate, and we're open to one another, right?
So the technical team, especially the person holding this, must know who are the speakers.
Yeah.
Then he'll tell them to
Yeah.
use the
if
microphone
it's
closer.
they're not
Yes.
using it properly,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's important to communicate, right?
Because even preachers, they don't.
Si Pastor Robert,
Properly.
malayo yung microphone niya.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
what I'm doing
Even
to
preachers,
those,
they don't use it properly.
yeah, to
Pag
those people
nagpipreach
who
siya.
are like
Yeah,
away
it
from the mic.
depends. If you see Judah Smith, do you guys know Judah Smith? He's one of the preachers. He has his mic all the way down here. All the way down here. But here's the thing, he's
Loud voice.
by himself anyways on stage, so it's fine, and he's yelling.
Yeah.
And it's a massive room. So that's different. Your speakers are far away from them, so he can do this and it'll sound
So
fine.
how about what do you call this microphone?
Lapel.
Lapel. How's that gonna work?
It's a different kind of microphone, so it's a condenser microphone.
Yeah. So how's that?
It's able to act. It's meant for that. It's meant to be far away from the person.
Okay, so it doesn't matter then. With
Kailangan natin ng ganun eh.
Yeah.
Isulat mo, bro.
A lapel.
Yeah.
The only thing is that it's a small room, and you're gonna get a lot of feedback
Oh yeah, that's right.
from the lapel, right?
Oh, I
Especially
see.
how your speaker.
Hindi, mabilis kasi maubos ang battery nun para kay Pastora yun eh. Pag naubos na yung battery, ibig sabihin tapos na.
It's a condenser microphone, so you can have it up to here, and it'll pick up your voice.
we had it once, but it's not working now. Right?
It's basically the polar pattern is it picks up everything in a bubble, like a wide bubble. These guys, it's more narrow.
But most of the also we don't need that because we have a smaller room.
Yeah,
or-
it's, you don't need to. I don't even use this as I'm sorry. Right.
Okay
It's
lang
also
yun. Kung
like-
magpapasumba ka, Pastora, after nung ano.
Oh yeah, you need to. Right.
Yeah, basically. So that's what compressor is, right? You guys have any questions about compressors? Or no? No? You guys are
Basic
good?
pa basic na.
Brother rin na ng bahala dyan.
Well, they'll be back to refresh us
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
So yeah,
So these things, it's good they are all
working now.
on, right? This,
Yeah. Yeah.
even
All
you're
on.
not using them, or because if you want to use them right away,
It's gonna sound.
So can you save one setup for us?
Yeah, we can do that. Once we get everyone on there,
Yeah.
and then we'll save it. One, two.
Kasi usually, meron isa lang preacher natin eh. Usually,
Yeah.
Yes, the majority.
oh,
Cool.
set na lang na ganun.
What's next? Okay, so graphic EQ you don't really need to worry about because that's meant for the mains, and basically it's just an intense EQ for everything, and we don't need to really worry about that. So because we won't be touching it as much, but yeah, so we'll leave that and go back to here.
Just leave the thing off.
Yeah, we'll just leave it off. And then pan basically, do you guys know what pan is? Basically,
It brings it left and right. Test 1, 2.
test. So now it's on that speaker. It's actually maligdan too because that's the right speaker.
Like
And
a
then
balancing.
yeah. So and that speaker is a lot more quiet, right? Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Yung volume nila sa likod, di pareho.
Yeah, I think it's
So if
probably
you want to use both, you put it
in the middle. Yeah.
that's right.
But I only ever use this for stereo instruments. So if it's drums, if there's two outputs from the drums, I'll do left.
Ano yung
right.
output mo? Mono lang, di ba? Ang gamit mo?
Yeah.
Phone. Yeah.
No, don't use phone because you're.
Phone lang eh.
It's gonna give a high signal. It's meant for earphones, right?
Yun.
So there's a
That's why,
small amplifier.
Yeah, that's what even I put a high volume is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So always use left mono.
There you go.
Left mono, even for the keys
That's
too.
actually our problem.
okay.
The drums.
Let mo na pala.
Kasi hindi, at saka hindi lumalabas yung bass niya kahit nung i-gano'n niya ng konti yung...
Yeah, because it's peaking that up.
Oh.
Yeah,
I see.
the volume's way too high. So the internal processor here, it's saying like, oh, it's too loud, and no one's doing anything about it. So it's gonna lower down the volume by itself. It's a safety feature.
So tulad ng keyboard, di ba meron silang left and right?
Yes.
So
but
can I use both?
just use left? If
Mono?
It's mono, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the same thing as the drums. If you hit hard, it's gonna send too much signal.
Okay.
Because phones is meant for just earphones, right? So that's that, and that's it for the parameters.
So
Any
anong kailangan
questions?
mo yun? Kay drum? Anong kailangan kay drum?
DI box po.
Yeah, bibili na tayo.
Yeah. Especially how you guys are just using an adapter. So you've got the headphone out, and you're just using an adapter. That's very dangerous. It can
I see.
hurt the sound system, right?
Kasi wala namang ano yan eh, 1/4 eh.
Wala.
So
Mas maapektuhan pa lang to. Kamahal pa naman ito.
Saka pag nalamigan, di ba?
sorry.
Yeah, malamig.
Sometimes people, they are picking this one, they just put in the garage.
Oh, I see.
Cannot be, electronic cannot be
Yeah.
cold yan.
Especially
Magmo-moist.
here.
Nagbumoy
no,
siya
it's
eh.
gonna harm it.
Tapos bigla natin gagamitin dito.
Yeah, no, it cannot. They're sensitive with cold.
Yeah, definitely. It's already bad in BC. What more here? Negative 20. Ooh, no. Cool. So, any questions, you guys?
Si brother rin eh, tanongin mo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Siya nang bahala dyan.
And then we'll move down to
At
here.
least yung video mo makaremind.
Opo, ibigay ko sa kanya.
Kasi makalimutan most of the sinabi niya, di ba? Ang maganda naka-record naman.
Okay, cool. So we'll move down to here. You've got your 4 buttons here for layers, basically. This just selects between the way this is used, this green button. You guys don't necessarily need to touch this because it's easy. It'll just mess up with everything. It's also for assigning stuff, and that's deeper into mixing. But we're not gonna get into that because I wanna get instrumentalists to jump on there too. So we'll leave that alone. But here you have layers. You have custom layer and your one-to-one routing. So basically, whatever you plug into here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But for custom, maybe you want channel 16 in channel 2. So you'll move that over to here, right? To be honest, that one I don't know how to do it in this board yet. But we don't need to really touch that, so we can leave it here, right? So we'll leave it at layer 1 basically. So that's that. And then you have your obvious here, your mute, your select to select the channel, and you have your PAFL, which is, I don't know what I forgot what it stands for, but basically it's a solo. If you have earphones somewhere back here, you would press this and you can hear what they sound like.
Oh, okay.
Basically, and then just make sure to turn it back off again. All right.
So like for example, if we're going to use the D-Snake,
The digital snake.
all the channels are already
Yeah, it's just gonna be going in.
Okay, so there's no changes, right?
Yeah, for sure. So that's that, and then that's that for these buttons. And then you see that there's labels here, right? You can actually put your labels there, but you guys did it down here. It's better. It's more space. And then if you look closely, it depends on what layer you're in. This will correspond to. So if you're here, this is corresponding to here right now, right? This is actually custom, my bad. This is custom, and if you press this, this is the top here.
Oh.
So custom will light up, and it'll be this one, and then this one, the layer 1 will be this one. So yeah, as long as you can see the lights, then we're good. So if you go to this layer, you have your stereo 1, 2, 3. So there's inputs all over the back here that'll have stereo 1, 2, 3. So like this, if you have your this guy here, you can put it into stereo 1 and 2, I think. Let's see.
This one.
Stereo. Yeah. So here in the back here, there's a stereo 1, 2. Let's do it stereo 1. And then, does anyone have a phone that they can use to play?
No, that's
Yeah.
no. We need the
I got one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hindi pa nakapagpas.
May sariling volume control yan. Nathan.
Yes, but ito po. So, where did I put it? It should work.
Bruno Mars. Try Bruno Mars. Ganyan po ako nung bata ako eh. Nakalimutan ko na lang.
So that's that. It's just basically if there's any input that you want here, stereo 1, 2, 3, you can put it. There's stereo 3 there, and then 1 and 2 is in the back. Right?
Ang ginagamit namin, ito ginagamit
Channel.
ko, channel ito, sinasaksak ko rito tapos
But I mean, if it's up there, like the inputs, then it's fine. That's what I would do too. But then if it's just back here, I would use these guys.
okay.
And just get rid of that layer.
Itong
Stereo in.
Ayun.
stereo 1 and 2 yan. Ito pa yung isa.
Red white button on the second hole.
Pwede ka mamili kahit saan dyan.
So, saan yung volume ng 2? Yung 2.
Stereo 2.
Yun.
Okay.
As long as you're in that layer.
Doon sa layer na yon.
Yeah. But right now, since this is lit up, this would be channel 1 and 2. But then if this is pressed, this is going to be stereo 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
it doesn't matter even we use the mic, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter for
It
this
doesn't
one.
matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because right now we have a connection to here,
From there.
from there.
Mas maganda gamitin na lang tong layer 1 dito.
Okay.
Para magamit mo yung stereo nito.
Okay.
For now.
And then we'll get over to effects return. So effects return is basically it's gonna be hard to explain, especially how it's,
Di po, hindi naman Facebook
it's
to.
like this. Do you guys usually use
I-upload ko lang sa
for
YouTube para.
church? Not really.
Ano yan?
Effects, like reverb or delay. You guys don't use it, right?
Leo, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he likes it.
No, we got one, the electric guitar.
Oh, but it's there, right? But then not for vocals.
Vocal, Leo, he's using
Oh, you do?
a box.
Oh, okay, sounds good. But like for the internal effects dito po, what I would
Okay, di na siya dito na yung effects niya.
I mean that's just for vocals. You don't have to use it on the guitar or anything. So there's effects 1, 2, 3, 4 return, and then the send. This is gonna be confusing because from the inputs from the mic, it goes into here, and then into the return, it goes into the master. So you can see that it's lighting up, but effects 1, 2, send.
Echo tsaka reverb ang kailangan sa vocal eh. Echo reverb.
Let's see if I can get this. Test 1, 2.
Ipaset na natin yung channel nung
Test
ano,
1,
main
2.
vocalist.
Test 1, 2.
Para mayroon siyang reverb agad.
2.
We'll deal with effects later.
Oo, ipaset na natin yun. Para dun siya palagi yung vocalist.
I wanna run through everything.
Para hindi na siya mag
Yeah.
Kung ito dilaw na lang gagamitin ng pamparating ng vocalist. Worship leader. Okay.
So yeah, that's what these are. You just have to look closely at the labels, right? You have time? Okay, let's start to wrap this up. And then what's next? Are we gonna be good for going past 11? Do you know?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
I think we can.
Yeah, it's
we'll
okay.
Just tell them, and nobody's using it after
Yeah.
11, so
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
you can just pay it later.
Okay, sounds good. And then so that's that. And then now let's jump over to the screen.
Kami mag-close na dito.
Oo nga. Tanong
Wala po si Rob naman magsasara dyan. Siya po nagbukas.
Oh, there's a lot. The screen, there's a lot to deal with here. So let's go through the first one. The first one is called processing.
Nandiyan ako. Excuse me.
So processing, basically it just brings up the parameters of each input. So you press select, it'll go there, right?
Yeah.
And then within processing, you can view in detail by pressing the. Yeah, let's see if this works. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, this one will work. The 3/4. So what is the maximum for that one? The 3/4 because right now. No, here you can put. Yeah, that's
Oh,
the one.
further.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, it's the same thing.
yeah. This one and this one is the same thing.
Yeah, or whatever is selected in
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
It'll change
yeah.
it. So 3/4. It doesn't really. Oh, it changes back.
It's changes. You know, you see.
3/4.
Yeah, it's changed.
Ganito na Nate yung sa north. Press na press na.
Yeah, ganito pa.
Yeah. Do you think that one will affect also on the mic or?
Quarters, 1/8. It changes back, right?
Yeah, yeah. I changed this one. See.
Yeah, it's just saying how much it's affecting the frequencies. So once it goes back, it really depends on how you use it too, right? If you want more frequencies to be affected, you make it wider,
Okay.
and then less frequencies. If you want it more specific, then you make it narrower.
Okay.
So that's that. And then yeah, so in the processing, you can go through each parameter.
Okay.
And then for routing, something that you guys probably don't really need to touch anymore. It's basically how things go from the snake into here.
The back,
And
that's the back one, right? The back.
yeah, the back. Let's see what you have here. Yeah, so you don't really need to touch this because it's already set. And then I don't want to change anything too, just in case. Yeah, so you're good there. So let's go to home. Home is basically your main menu, right? Main menu, you have your user, you have your admin. Basically, it will be you because you can edit anything here. And then you have your standard. I think standard is you can still edit stuff in here, but not much. And then basic is I think only the volume, right? And you can't change anything else. But let's keep it there. And then yeah, I don't think you guys have had the need to touch this too, right? And then your meters, it just shows how loud each input is. Your real-time analyzer or RTA shows what frequency is being affected the most. Test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. See, it's basically showing you a live
output. Test 1, 2. Test. Which frequency is louder than the other, basically. And then it's just meters. And then your Q drive is your recorder. That goes into here, USB thumb drive. And then you would press record, and then it'll record.
Pwede kayo mag-record.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that for recording. And then
So any USB, you can use it.
thumb drive, I think. It has to be a thumb drive. It can't be like an external hard drive because the format is different. Yeah. And then we can jump down to effects, and we're gonna spend a lot of time here, so then we'll skip that. But yeah, so you got your effects 1, 2, 3, 4, front panel. So this is just the front, and this is the back, how it's routed in. So we'll leave that for now. We'll come back to there. And here's your scenes, and it looks like you know how to use it because you have.
Yeah,
all
because
that.
this one, Christian did it this one when they borrowed this. Yeah, we used this one on one
Anniversary.
of the anniversary.
Christian San Antonio.
So he set up everything.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But then,
When did you guys buy this console?
oh, this is quite
5 years ago, maybe.
Really?
5-6 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
Same with them.
Ginawa na sa akin ni Christian, tinuruan niya ako ng basic dito.
Tapos sinave niya.
Tapos sinave niya. And that's it. So we don't touch anything.
But then you can change it because you're the one professionally trained with this. Christian wasn't. So.
Yeah, so here's all your scenes and stuff.
You can change it if it's not right.
Okay, for sure. This one you wouldn't really need to touch because input allow recall. Oh, it's basically if you're changing scenes, it just saves which parameter to not move, if you know what I mean. So if it's like if it says allow, that means you can if you change to another scene, it'll save it from that previous scene. So it'll carry on towards the next scene, if you know what I mean. But I don't think you guys will need to use that. And then safes is basically the same thing as the inputs.
Maybe next time you become professional.
Yeah, 10:42. You guys want to take 5 minutes? 5
No,
minutes?
they can just insert it because we
Yeah, you
don't.
want to drink coffee?
But you need to
Take a break.
There's a coffee there.
Pastor.